Hello everyone, my name is Rich Keener. I'm the village manager for the Village of Villa Park, and today's another one of my segments where I'll be talking about an upcoming board meeting. So folks, today's segment deals with Monday, September 13th's formal board meeting. So folks, on Monday, September 13th, at 6:45 p.m., we're going to have a public hearing prior to the 7 o'clock village board meeting. So I'm going to start with the public hearing agenda. So folks, on Monday, September 13th at 6:45 p.m. here in Village Hall, we're going to have a public hearing. So public notice is hereby given that the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, will hold a public hearing at the date and time listed. The hearing will be held in the Village Hall Board Chambers, second floor, located at 20 South Ardmore Avenue, Villa Park, Illinois. The purpose of the hearing is as follows. So once we get into the public hearing, there'll be a call to order. So we'll call the meeting to order. Number 2 on the agenda is discussion. So 2A is the Village of Villa Park proposes to submit 3 applications to the Dupage County Community Development Commission for funding through the Community Development Block Grant Program. And folks, that's called the CDBG program. So the project overviews are as follows. Number 1, the proposed Michigan and Vermont improvement project consists of water main replacement and street improvements on North Michigan Avenue from Vermont Street to Plymouth Street, and water main replacement on West Vermont Street from Wisconsin Avenue to Michigan Avenue. Number 2, the proposed Iowa and Vermont improvement project consists of water main replacement and street improvements on North Iowa Avenue from Vermont Street to Plymouth Street, and water main replacement on West Vermont Street from Iowa Avenue to Wisconsin Avenue. And then the third application will include the Ridge and Roy improvement project, consisting of street improvements on West Ridge Road from Lincoln Avenue to Westmore Avenue, and on West Roy Drive from Lincoln Avenue to Ridge Road. An overview of the grant program is that the Community Development Block Grant Program, which is provided by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, also called HUD, and administered locally by the Dupage County Community Development Commission, could provide funding for up to 100% of eligible construction costs if awarded. So with respect to the proposed Michigan and Vermont improvement project, the village is requesting funding of $600,000 out of the estimated $620,000 total cost of construction. With respect to the proposed Iowa and Vermont improvement project, the village is requesting funding of $600,000 out of the estimated $610,000 total cost of construction. And with respect to the proposed Ridge and Roy improvement project, the village is requesting funding of $600,000 out of the estimated $600,000 total cost of construction. So folks, on Monday, September 13th, we'll kind of go through this. And then number 3 on the agenda is public comments. And then number 4 on the agenda is adjournment. So folks, the plan is to submit 3 applications to the Dupage County's commission overseeing the CDBG program. And if awarded, all three applications, that's about $1.8 million. So that'd be awesome if we could achieve that and get these projects moving. And these would be spring 2022 projects. So folks, now I'm going to switch to the regular board meeting for September 13th, which starts at 7 p.m. So let's begin. So number 1 on the regular board agenda for Monday night, September 13th, is a call to order. It's the roll call. Number 2 would be the Pledge of Allegiance. Number 3 is public comments on agenda items. And folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium and comment on items that are on the formal agenda for that evening. Number 5 is a proclamation and presentation. I'm sorry, let's go back to 4. So 4 is amendments to the agenda. So folks, that's the appropriate time for the president or board of trustees to modify or revise the formal agenda for that evening. Now we can go to 5, which is proclamation and presentations. So we have 5A, which is a proclamation declaring the week of September 20th, 2021 as National Rail Safety Week. We have 5B, which is Residential Landscaping Award presented by the Community Fund Commission. So moving on the agenda, we have number 6, appointments to boards and commissions. So 6A is an appointment to the Cable TV Commission. That's Robert Wagner, and his term would be from September 13th, 21 through April 30th, 2023. So moving on in the agenda, we have number 7, which is our consent agenda section. We have 7A, which is minutes from the board meeting held on August 23rd, 2021. And then we have 7B, which is bill listings for the weeks of August 23rd, August 30th, and September 6th, 2021 in the amount of $416,225.68. So folks, that's kind of a smaller bill listing for us. So moving on in the agenda for Monday night, September 13th, we're at section 8, which is our first reading on ordinances to be codified. We have 8A, which is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, increasing the number of Class EEE liquor licenses, which is to sell alcoholic liquor to patrons seated at tables for consumption on the premises. So folks, the background on this particular item is that Tong's Tiki Hut, located at 100 East Roosevelt Road, number 18, has changed ownership, and the current Class EEE liquor license cannot be transferred to the new owners. Dong Yang Wee and Teo Duan, owners of Teo and Young LLC, submitted the necessary documentation and have been approved by the local liquor commission to acquire a liquor license. If approved, this ordinance would replace the Class EEE liquor license to sell alcoholic liquor to patrons seated at tables for consumption on the premises. This ordinance then keeps the number of Class EEE licenses at 6 and 69 total licenses within the village. So folks, just as I've read, Tong's Tiki Hut, located at 100 East Roosevelt Road, has been sold and purchased, and when that happens, the liquor license cannot be transferred to the new owners because the new owners need to go through background checks and things of that nature and be approved by the local liquor commission to have a license. And so 8A, which is the Tiki Hut liquor license for a Class EEE, will be on Monday's agenda. So moving on to 8B for Monday night, we have an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, increasing the number of Class F liquor licenses to sell at retail, packaged beer only, not to be consumed on the premises. So folks, the background on this particular item is that the owner, Joseph Cornell, doing business as Dak Dak Korean Wings, located at 321 East St. Charles Road, Unit E, would like to sell packaged beer only. Mr. Cornell submitted the necessary documentation and has been approved by the local Liquor Control Commission to acquire a liquor license. If approved, this ordinance would create a Class F liquor license to sell at retail packaged beer only, not to be consumed on the premises. This ordinance would increase the total number of Class F liquor licenses to 1, and the village would have 70 total licenses within the village. So folks, as I just read, Dak Dak Korean Wings will be opening at 321 East St. Charles Road, Unit E, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the former Little Caesars Pizza location. And the new owner, Joseph Cornell, would like to sell packaged beer for takeout with his Korean wings. So folks, moving on within the formal agenda for Monday night, September 13th, we're at number 9, which is our ordinance section. We have 9A, which is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, amending section 6.11.2, creating a new section 6.12, and amending section 14.2.22 of Appendix C Basic Zoning Ordinance of the Villa Park Municipal Code. So folks, the background of this particular item is during their April 8, 2021 meeting, the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously approved text amendments concerning the use of shipping containers for temporary and permanent basis for non-residential property. These text amendments apply to Article 6, Section 6.11.2, also creates Section 6.12, and amends Article 14, Section 14.2.22 of the zoning ordinance, which is Appendix C of the Village Code. Staff recommends approval of these text amendments. So folks, this particular item 9A for Monday night deals with the use of shipping containers as storage containers on non-residential property. So there's some text amendments to the Village Code which is going to permit those, if it's approved, would permit shipping containers to be used as storage containers on a permanent basis on non-residential property if certain items, certain requirements are met. So moving on to Section 10 for Monday night, which is our resolution section, we have 10A, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, approving the purchase of 2 Dodge Durango Pursuit police vehicles in the amount of $66,417 through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative. So folks, the background on this particular item is that the police department maintains 14 squad cars for emergency response and patrol duties and typically replaces 3 squad cars annually. This replacement plan ensures that each squad does not exceed 5 to 6 years of age and or mileage of a 90 or 100,000 and ensures squad cars remain in proper mechanical condition to respond to emergency calls and law enforcement duties in a safe manner. The police department located a viable vendor with 2 Dodge Durangos with V8 Hemi engines. Staff has consulted with Villa Park Fleet Management and another law enforcement agency, and they both recommend these vehicles. Staff recommends approving this resolution for the purchase of 2 new police squad cars in the amount of $66,417 paid from the Equipment Replacement Fund, account number 6550202401. So folks, just as I've read, we try to replace 3 squad cars on an annual basis, and it usually takes us 4 to 5 years to get through all the 14 squad cars with using our current replacement plan. So we've located 2 Dodge Durangos with V8 Hemi engines, and folks, it's very difficult to find new vehicles now and used vehicles as well, and I'm sure you know that. And so we were lucky enough to find 2 Dodge Durangos on a lot that also is authorized through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative. So we can purchase those vehicles using the cooperative at reduced prices. So moving on to 10B for Monday night, September 13th, we have the resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, providing for the selection of qualified firms to provide engineering services for oversight of capital improvement plans. Folks, the background on this particular item includes the Department of Public Works solicited qualifications from engineering firms to perform the professional services of engineering design for upcoming capital projects. The village received a total of 18 submissions for Phase 3 construction oversight engineering. After reviewing and evaluating the submissions in conformance of Illinois qualification-based selection criteria, staff recommends the selection of 5 firms for Phase 3 construction engineering. So folks, we do this every 3 years. We go out for qualifications, and this time we had 18 submissions, so staff evaluated those and has submitted 5 firms for the village board to review and hopefully approve. And then from these 5 firms, we'll select a firm to provide engineering oversight on the project. And it could be one of the 3 projects I discussed earlier that we're going to submit applications to the CDBG program. So it could be a number of those projects or other capital improvement projects in the spring of 22, 23, or 24. And as you know, we have so many capital improvement projects going on during the spring, summer, and fall that we don't have enough staff to physically be on site to answer questions and to keep track of the quantities of materials used and things of that nature. So we do use these engineering firms to assist us in these capital improvement projects. So moving on to 10C for Monday night, we have a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, authorizing the submittal of the Community Development Block Grant application for funding the Michigan and Vermont Improvement Project and authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement if funding is awarded. So folks, the background on this is that staff wishes to submit a Community Development Block Grant application for grant funding for the construction of the Michigan and Vermont Improvement Project. This project consists of water main replacement and street improvements on North Michigan Avenue from Vermont Street to Plymouth Street and water main replacement on West Vermont Street from Wisconsin Avenue to Michigan Avenue. The estimated total cost of construction of the project is $620,000. Staff hopes to apply for grant funding in the maximum amount of $600,000, or approximately 97% of the estimated cost of construction. Funding for the village's share of project costs would be provided by the Street Improvement Fund, Water Supply Fund, and Wastewater funds as well. So folks, just as I've read, staff wants to submit an application to the Community Development Block Grant operated by Dupage County for this particular project, and the grant application request would be in the amount of $600,000. So moving on to 10D for Monday night, we have a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, authorizing the submission of an application to the Dupage County Community Development Commission for funding for the Iowa and Vermont Improvement Project from the Community Development Block Grant Program and authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement if funding is awarded. So folks, the background of this particular item includes that staff wishes to submit an application for grant funding for the construction of the Iowa and Vermont Improvement Project through the Community Development Block Grant Program. The project consists of water main replacement and street improvements on North Iowa Avenue from Vermont Street to Plymouth Street and water main replacement on West Vermont Street from Iowa Avenue to Wisconsin Avenue. The estimated total cost of construction of the project is $610,000. Staff hopes to apply for grant funding in the maximum amount of $600,000. or 98% of the estimated cost of construction. Funding for the village's share of project cost would be provided by the Street Improvement Fund, Water Supply Fund, and wastewater funds. So folks, just as I've read, staff wants to submit a grant application in the amount of $600,000 to Dupage County to participate in their community development block program. So hopefully staff will be awarded several additional grants, and we can do these in the spring. So moving forward to 10E for Monday night, which is another grant application. And so folks, the background on this is it's a submission of an application to the Dupage County Development Commission for funding for the Ridge and Roy Improvement Project from the Community Development Block Program, and authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement if funding is awarded. Staff wishes to submit a Community Development Block Grant application for grant funding for the construction of the Ridge and Roy Improvement Project. The project consists of street improvements on West Ridge Road from Lincoln Avenue to Westmore Avenue, and on West Roy Drive from Lincoln Avenue to Ridge Road. The estimated total cost of construction of the project is $600,000. Staff hopes to apply for grant funding in the maximum amount of $600,000, or approximately 100% of the estimated cost of construction. Funding for the village's share of project costs, if there are any, would be provided by the Street Improvement Fund. So folks, just as I've read, 10E is another application to DuPage County's Community Development Commission for acceptance of a block grant in the amount of $600,000. So hopefully, again, as I mentioned earlier, the village is lucky enough to get these 3 grants or a number of them, and we can do these projects in the spring of 2022. So moving on to 10F for Monday night, September 13th, we have a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving an engineering services agreement with Edwin Hancock Engineering Company of Westchester, Illinois, for Phase 3 construction engineering of the Maple Avenue Improvement Project in an amount not to exceed $331,267. So folks, the background on this particular item is that the Maple Avenue Improvement Project was awarded to A-Lamp Concrete Company on June 14, 2021. The scope of work includes new storm sewer to achieve combined sewer separation, pavement rehabilitation, curb replacement, select improvements to sidewalks, water supply and sanitary sewer systems, along with parkway restoration, and other related and incidental work efforts. This resolution will approve a contract with Edwin Hancock Engineering Company of Westchester, Illinois for Phase 3 construction engineering, which includes pre-construction coordination, shop drawing review, construction observation and documentation, survey verification, inspection of traffic control and erosion control, measurement and computation of pay items, preparation of pay estimates, and preparation of record drawings. Staff recommends approval of this engineering services agreement in an amount not to exceed $331,267. Funding for this agreement will be taken from street improvement referendum funds, stormwater funds, water supply funds, wastewater, which is sewer separation funds, and wastewater operation funds. So folks, as I just read, this resolution is for approving a Phase 3 engineering contract with Edwin Hancock Engineering Company for Phase 3 engineering oversight for the Maple Avenue Improvement Project, Maple Area Improvement Project. Now folks, we've been waiting for this for a very long time, and the Maple Avenue Improvement Project is a very, very large project. So if approved, there'll be a pre-construction meeting within the next few weeks, and then construction would start prior to winter, and they would try to complete certain things and then button up a few things, and then in the spring of 22 start the entire project and then finish that by fall of 2022. So moving on for Monday night, September 13th, for the formal agenda, we have 10G, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, approving the purchase of 11 black aluminum light poles with installation through the interlocal purchasing system in an amount not to exceed $47,325.96. So folks, the background of this particular item is that the village is responsible for the maintenance of streetlights along St. Charles Road, Villa Avenue, and Ardmore Avenue as well. Over the past 5 years, the village has been incrementally replacing the approximately 40-year-old light poles as they show signs of deterioration. This resolution is to enter into an agreement with Quality Lighting Associates of Wooddale, Illinois, through the interlocal purchasing system, vendor number 18406, to purchase 11 39-foot black aluminum light poles to replace the remaining steel street light poles along St. Charles Road, Villa Avenue, and Ardmore Avenue as well. Funding for this project in the amount of $47,325.96 is available in the Street Improvement Fund account number 60-50202-299. Staff recommends approval of this resolution. So folks, just as I've read, we've got some 40-year-old light poles on Villa Avenue, Ardmore Avenue, and St. Charles Avenue that need to be replaced. Staff wants to purchase 11 black aluminum light poles at 39 feet each and have this firm install them for us, and in an amount not to exceed $47,325.96. So folks, moving on to 10H for Monday night, we have the resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, approving a license agreement between the Village of Villa Park and Emma Relief International, doing business as Chicago COVID Control. So folks, the background of this particular item is that over the past several weeks, the village has been contacted by COVID-19 testing centers interested in opening temporary testing sites while COVID-19 cases continue to rise. Chicago COVID Control contacted the village to inquire as to whether there were convenient village-owned properties available for temporary use. Chicago COVID Control would operate a portable testing facility within the Metro parking lot on a month-to-month basis for $1,000 a month. Staff recommends approval of this resolution. So folks, I'm sure you're aware that COVID-19 has not gone away, that the cases in our area are continuing to increase, and so staff believes that this would be an appropriate measure to locate a COVID testing site within the Metro parking lot on a month-to-month basis so that folks could go to that site, be tested. It's convenient. It's almost in the middle of Village of Villa Park. So we're hoping this is approved so that the testing site can be up and running in a few days. So moving on, within the formal agenda for Monday night, September 13th, we have number 11, which is public comments on non-agenda items. Folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium and make comments on items that are not on the formal agenda that night. So moving on, we have number 12, the village clerk's report, followed by number 13, the village trustees report, followed by number 14, the village president's report, and then followed by number 15, my report, the village manager's report, and that's followed by number 16, adjournment. So folks, we have a lengthy board meeting Monday night, September 13th, with a public hearing at 6:45 as well. So if you have some time, please tune in to our cable channels or our YouTube platform, or come in person. But if you do come in person, we require masking. We'll social distance as best we can. And we do provide some solutions to wash your hands to protect yourselves and others as well. So folks, please stay healthy. Look forward to seeing you soon. Again, my name is Rich Keener. I'm the Village Manager for the Village of Villa Park. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.